Hello, 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 and welcome back to another edition of Fan Talk, your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. Welcome to Fan Talk ASMR edition. Just kidding, got you guys. As you can tell, the lighting's a little different. I am doing this at night, Fan Talk after dark. Usually I just use the light from the window because I think natural light is the best light, but we're doing with what we have today. I had a long day, and we're here. So welcome if you're new to Fan Talk. This is a podcast all about the fans here. We're just talking NFL football. We're talking college football season. It's great. You can find Fan Talk wherever you get your podcasts. I also upload on YouTube. So YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, wherever I am, just search Fan Talk Kyle Brinchley. If you are watching on YouTube, I appreciate the like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm having a good time doing this, and I appreciate all the support throughout the years. All right, guys, the Rogan posters are going. We got the candles burning, and like I said, we got the ASMR going. I'll do some finger tapping and some fluttering and some face rubbing, but let's get into college football, kind of the template that we're going on here with college football, then NFL. I'll tell you what games you should be watching in college football. There's some great matchups, and then we'll look ahead to the NFL, and I will pick my NFL weekly pick'em games. If you want to join the group, you can still do it down below. I'll link it in the description, and it should be great. All right, guys. So let's start with the college football playoff rankings. We're still in the AP Top 25. And if you don't understand college football rankings, I've mentioned this before, 1 through 25. If you're number 1, you're the best. If you're ranked at all, you're pretty good. But 1 is the best, and then it goes down from there. So as you can see here, Ohio State, Penn State, LSU have remained in the top 3. Miami has come in at number 4. And Georgia's moved up to 5. Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner, big game this week against Auburn. We'll talk about that in a second. Moved up to 11. For all my University of Utah fans out there, Utah's moved up to 16. And BYU still sitting on the fringes with 94 votes. Again, they didn't play last week, so they weren't going to jump into the top 25 without playing, especially when a team like USC is 3-0 and is doing well. Same with Missouri. So that's what the top 25 looks like currently. There are some great games that will be happening in college football this week, and these are the games that you should be watching. Clear out your Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun one. Starting off in-state, I'm from Utah. In the state of Utah, the University of Utah is hosting the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Big Noon Saturday is actually coming, and so because of that, that game will be at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is quite early for games here in Utah usually. Usually they get an afternoon or an evening game. 10 a.m., that is quite early. So get up early. I don't know, you have to start tailgating at 6 a.m. if you want to go to Big Noon Saturday. Got to be there by 5 a.m. It's going to be crazy. Should be a fun game. Utah is much improved this year. Texas Tech is a very good football team that a lot of people are sleeping on. Could very well win the Big 12 this year. Should be a fun top 25 matchup. Again, Utah ranked 16 and Texas Tech 17. Big 12 opener for both teams there at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Weather looks great. Another game you should be watching, of course, Boomer Sooner, Oklahoma, number 11, 3-0 under John Mateer. They are hosting number 22 Auburn in Norman. That game's at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It will be on ABC. This game is very important because last year these two teams played and Oklahoma got the victory there in Auburn. Now Auburn's returning the favor and coming to Oklahoma to play, but the quarterback for Auburn, you guessed it, Jackson Arnold, former quarterback for Oklahoma, 5-star recruit, absolutely did not live up to expectations at all at Oklahoma, so he left, went to Auburn to get a new start. And frankly, I hope he does well outside of this game. But this game, he's going to face a very good Oklahoma defense. He's going to face a much improved Oklahoma offense, obviously, because he's gone now. They actually have a competent quarterback in John Mateer to lead them. Should be a very fun matchup, however, because Auburn's still 3-0, ranked in the top 25. SEC football at its finest. Oklahoma, Auburn. That is a game that you cannot miss. Let's see what else we have here on the slate. Honestly, Michigan's playing pretty well. If you want to say a good Michigan team who their only loss is to Oklahoma, they're also playing at the same time, 1:30 Mountain Standard Time over on CBS. They're going to Lincoln, Nebraska to take on the Cornhuskers. And Riola, the Patrick Mahomes wannabe, their Nebraska's 3-0. Michigan are still ranked number 21. That's another game you can check out that you should be watching. Honestly, get that YouTube TV dual screen. Get that fourplex box up in here, yo. Sticking in the SEC, number 23 Missouri hosting 2-1 South Carolina. Now, South Carolina did kind of lay an egg against Vanderbilt, but still, I really like the South Carolina team. Should be a fun matchup there in Columbia, Missouri. That game's at 5 p.m. on your late night slate. Florida and Miami is the primetime game on national television on ESPN. Miami looks really good. Florida does not. Still could be a fun matchup. You know, the battle of the Gator State, right? Can Florida take out their rivals to the south, or can Miami just keep going? Carson Beck looks pretty good. 812 yards so far, 7 touchdowns. This Miami team's pretty good. A sleepy pick to make some noise come January in the college football playoff. If you don't want to watch that game, watch Illinois and Indiana, another top 25 matchup. Illinois is 9, Indiana is 19. This game is at same time, prime time, 5:30 p.m. Luke Altmaier for Illinois is doing well. He's already thrown 8 touchdowns in 3 games. Should be a fun Indiana-Illinois battle. And if you're really desperate for games to watch, Washington and Washington State are playing, I believe they call it the Apple Bowl or the Apple Cup, because there's a lot of apples there in Washington, I guess. But that game's playing in Pullman. Neither team likes each other. Could be a fun one. Could get frisky. You never know, right? Huskies, Cougars, rah, could be a fun one. For all my local fans, BYU is traveling to East Carolina to play East Carolina Pirates. This is a good opportunity for BYU to get into the top 25. East Carolina, not a terribly hard opponent, but I believe BYU wins this one. They go 3-0. They perhaps crack the top 25. And Utah State host McNeese. That's right, McNeese out of Louisiana. Utah State looking pretty good on offense. Probably a high-scoring game. Logan's always a fun place to travel to. And Maverick Stadium gets wild no matter who's playing, who the opponent is. So those are some games you should be watching this week in college football. If you're a real psycho, you can stay up 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I feel bad for these Michigan State fans who are playing at number 25 USC. The game starts at 8 in California, 9 o'clock here in Utah, and 10 o'clock back in Michigan, 11 o'clock if you live on the East Coast. Man, this Big Ten schedule is kind of a mess. But if you're a real psycho and you like to stay up late for some good old Big Ten football after dark, Michigan State and USC is another game you should be checking out. All right. Are we there yet? Do we need to take a break and do some mic rubs, some relaxing sounds? If you're not asleep yet already, then ASMR will do the trick. No. Let's jump to the NFL. I did do an ASMR video, and I'll link it down below if you really want to go watch it. I did it during COVID, and it was probably the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. And honestly, the best video that I've ever produced. I think it has like 7,000 views or something, so that's pretty great. But let's stick with the NFL. Again, this segment, if you're new here, is an ESPN fantasy game that I play called ESPN Pigskin Pick'em. And simply put, all you have to do is pick the winner of each game. So this is for the NFL. This is the games on Sunday, not the games on Saturday for all you dummies out there. And it's simple. You pick who you think's going to win. And you can compete against your friends. I actually have a group called the Fan Talk Fun Group. There's a couple friends, a couple family members in there, a couple podcast supporters in there. If you want to join the group, I'll link it down below. It's not too late, even though the season's already started. It's not too late. Try to beat me. Last year, I was phenomenal. I did very well. This year, I am currently in third. So we have 2 guys in front of me so far. Can you beat me? Prove it. Shut up or nut up. Nut up or shut up. Join this group down below. But let's talk about the NFL games this week. Thursday Night Football on Prime. The Miami Dolphins travel up to Buffalo to face Josh Allen and the Bills. This is the easiest pick of my entire career. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. They look good. The Dolphins look abysmal. Dolphins going to go over. And maybe they trade Tyreek Hill, and he moves to a new city and starts over. His career is probably over, honestly. Sad it didn't work out in Miami, but give me the Bills by 100. Packers at Browns. I like the Packers in this one. This week has a lot of 2-0 teams versus 0-2 teams. Unfortunately, the Browns are going to be the Browns. So they're going to lose, go 0-3. Give me the Packers in this one. Colts, another 2-0 team versus the Titans, another 0-2 team. The Colts played very well last week against my Denver Broncos, ended up beating them on a last-second field goal. Daniel Jones looks better than he's ever had. He's feeling good. Jonathan Taylor is playing good. That defense is playing good. Give me the Indianapolis Colts to take out the Titans. Cam Ward's going to have another tough Sunday. Bengals at Vikings. Now, this is quite a decisive one. Neither team will have their starting quarterback. The Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, broke his toe and will be out for at least 3 months. So Jake Browning's going to step in and do his best. He did all right. He led the Bengals to a victory last week and threw for a bunch of yards and a couple touchdowns. However, threw 3 interceptions. And that defense is not so good. Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, looked horrible on Sunday Night Football, embarrassed himself on national television, and got injured. So Carson Wentz, the old veteran, the greatest player of the 2017 season, is back to lead the Minnesota Vikings at home. I'm going to pick the Vikings in this one. I don't like either team where they're at right now. Both teams are peppered with injuries. Neither have their starting quarterback. Neither's defenses are playing particularly well. Neither team has a run game. I'm just going to pick the Vikings because they're at home, and I trust Carson Wentz a little more than I trust Jake Browning. Pittsburgh Steelers, New England Patriots. Now, this used to be a primetime matchup back in the day. Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin. Now it's a little different. We have Aaron Rodgers versus Drake May. Okay. Well, it could be a fun one. Could be a frisky one. The Steelers, not as good as people may have thought. Lost to the Seahawks last week at home. Patriots, not as bad as people thought, per se. I still am going to go with the Steelers in this one. I think Aaron Rodgers does just enough to get his team the win. The defense has got to figure it out at some point. Thankfully, they're going up against Drake May, who is good but not great. Give me the Steelers in this one. Ooh, 2-0 Rams visit the 2-0 Eagles. Both teams look pretty good. Puka Nacua, shout out Orem High, doing very well for the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles in this one. They just beat the Chiefs. The Eagles look really good. I don't know if anyone's going to stop the Eagles until they do, if that makes sense. So give me the Eagles, fly. Jets and Buccaneers. Ooh, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to wear their orange creamsicle jerseys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Those are fresh and clean. Give me the Bucs at home by 1,000 or the Jets. The Jets are the Jets. They don't look good. Raiders visit the Commanders. Man, this will be a tough one. And tough for the Raiders, who had a good week 1, but then a very bad game against the Chargers. Their offense wasn't able to find the end zone. They only scored 9 points. Geno Smith, I think, threw 2 or 3 interceptions. Regardless, not very good. Genti did not get going. Give me the Commanders in this one. They're a much better team. Despite some injuries on defense, I think their offense will do enough to win. Falcons and Panthers. Man, I want to pick the Panthers in this one so bad, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers won. Feisty comeback against the Arizona Cardinals, and frankly did so against the Jaguars. Like they're bad. They're a bad team. I'm not going to say they're a good team by any means, but this is a team that could sneak in wins here and there, and this is definitely one of those games. But I just can't pick against the Atlanta Falcons. They're looking a lot better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. Dominant performance against J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings on the road, and just barely lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are a very good team. Give me the Falcons in this one to go 2-1 and put some pressure on Tampa Bay. Texans and Jaguars. Let's go to the AFC South for this one. Texans are 0-2 and do not want to go 0-3. They might lose hold of the division if they do. Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence has shampooed and conditioned his hair. He's looking really fine this year. He's got Travis Hunter, who doesn't know what side of the ball he wants to play on, so he just plays on both of them. Duval, I really want to pick the Jaguars in this one, and I will. Boom, shakalaka. There's my upset pick of the week. I'm going to pick the Jaguars over the Texans. The Texans go 0-3. They're missing Joe Mixon. They don't have a run game. C.J. Stroud does not look the same as he used to. Tank Dell's still out. That defense is not playing the way they should. Give me the Jaguars in this one. Perhaps a game-winning field goal? Overtime? I don't know. We'll see. Give me the Jags. Broncos at Chargers. Broncos Broncos defense, where were you on Sunday? Daniel Jones made you look like the Carolina Panthers or the New York Jets, or even worse, Viewmont High School. So, gosh dang, I can't pick the Broncos in this one. The Chargers just look too good. And as good as the Broncos defense is, and as good as Bo Nix can be, this just seems like a game that the Chargers will take command of. They'll go 3-0 and win the AFC West. Hey, if the Broncos do end up winning, then at least I'll be happy one way or the other. So, there you go. Give me the Chargers over the Broncos. Saints at Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks in this one. Although the Saints are a feisty team. Kind of like the Panthers. Like, they're not a good team. They don't have a good quarterback. Their coach is new. But they're feisty. And they could come back and maybe shock some people and win some games that maybe they shouldn't win. The Seahawks, all you have to do is play 4 quarters. Play 60 minutes, you'll be good. Give me the Seahawks in this one. Cowboys at Bears. Man, I thought the Bears were going to be better this year. They're not. They're going to go 0-3 and lose to the Cowboys, who are playing good enough. They almost lost against the Giants at home, but good enough to be 1-1. So there you go. Give me the Cowboys over the Bears. Cardinals at 49ers. Oh, I really want to pick the Cardinals in this one, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pick the San Francisco 49ers, even though they're going to have Mac Jones as their quarterback. He did good against the New Orleans Saints. He wasn't the problem. And the 49ers just have a better defense. The Cardinals' defense is depleted, especially at cornerback. Their offense hasn't really figured it out. Kyler Murray, he's very talented, but the offense just does not look like it's molded quite yet. Give it a few more weeks. Give me the 49ers. Chiefs at Giants. I already picked the Chiefs in this one, I guess, before this even happened. The Giants put up a good fight against Dallas last week. Russell Wilson showed us that he can still throw the deep ball sometimes. Sometimes he throws a touchdown. Sometimes it's an interception. It's one or the other. Give me the Chiefs in this one. This is a good game for them to get their first win of the year. Sunday Night Football, what were you thinking, making the Chiefs play the Giants? Come on, come up with a better game next time, NFL. And Monday Night Football, this is a better game. Thank you for scheduling this one. The Detroit Lions go visit the Baltimore Ravens. Woo! Can the Ravens hold on to a lead? This almost seems like a Buffalo-Baltimore deal where Baltimore was up by 15 points with, 5 minutes left, and then they blew the lead and lost. I see this happening again, but with a different result. I think Baltimore holds on. Detroit comes up just short, perhaps a sack on Jared Goff or a late-game interception. So I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens in this one. And that is my picks for Week 18. Again, this is a fantasy football game. ESPN Pigskin Pick'em. I'll link it down below if you want to join and test your knowledge, pick which teams win which games, and beat me, then all the power to you. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Fan Talk ASMR Edition. Some finger flutters to get you out the door. Fan Talk's a podcast that you can find anywhere you get your podcasts. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. I really appreciate it. And feel free to check out my other videos. I've been going for about 3 years now, and I have well over 100 Fan Talk episodes. You can also find me on Spotify and anywhere else you get your podcast. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Fan Talk, and I'll see you guys next week for another edition of Fan Talk. Boomer Sooner!